The truth about Jesus you never knew. The question of love. What is love? Is it only a fleeting emotion or a force powerful enough to walk through pain, shame, and even death itself? Before we begin, take a moment. If you believe that love is stronger than darkness, write in the comments, "Love still wins." Because this story isn't just history, it's hope. The question of love. Over 2,000 years ago, love took a name, a face, and a human heart. His name was Jesus. He didn't arrive crowned in gold or followed by armies. He came wearing humility. He spoke with authority, yet his voice carried tenderness. Where there was despair, he brought peace. Where there was darkness, he brought light. Each gesture he made revealed something of the divine, touching the sick, forgiving the fallen, lifting the broken, embracing the forgotten. But this story isn't just about miracles. It's about the price of loving in a world that doesn't understand love. It's about what happens when perfection chooses to suffer for the imperfect. Love would be misunderstood. Love would be betrayed. Love would be crucified. And still, love would win. The Garden of Gethsemane. The night is heavy. Ancient olive trees sway in the wind. The moon spills silver light over the weary face of the Son of God. His closest friends sleep a few steps away, and he is alone. Jesus kneels. The cold earth presses against his trembling hands. His heart pounds, not from fear of pain, but from the weight of humanity pressing upon his shoulders. He whispers softly, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." The air thickens. Sweat mingles with drops of blood, love beginning to bleed. The heavens hold their breath. The angels wait for a command that never comes. The Father watches, not as one who abandons, but as one who allows love to complete its mission. And in the shadows, evil thinks it has already won. Then, footsteps, voices, the sound of metal and torches. A figure steps forward. Judas, one of the 12. 3 years beside him, and now betrayal, sealed with a kiss. Jesus calls him friend. The soldiers seize him. Chains rattle. The night explodes with noise. Peter, burning with fury, draws his sword and strikes, but Jesus stops him. "Put away your sword. If I wished, my Father would send legions of angels." Then he turns and heals the wounded man. Even arrested, he still heals. Even betrayed, he still loves. The disciples scatter. Fear swallows courage, and the Savior walks into the night alone. Love bound in chains. The trial and the scourging. Through narrow streets and cold stone corridors, Jesus is led from council to council, priests, elders, governors, each searching for a reason to justify his death. False witnesses rise. Their words twist the truth, but he remains silent. No anger, no defense, only peace. "Are you the Son of the Blessed One?" they demand. He answers calmly, "I am." The hall erupts with shouting. They cry, "Blasphemy! He must die!" But they cannot execute him, so they drag him to Pilate, the Roman governor. Pilate studies him, the bruised face, the quiet dignity. He has seen guilt 1,000 times, but never innocence like this. "Are you the King of the Jews?" he asks. "You say so," he replies. Pilate turns to the crowd. "I find no fault in this man." But the crowd, stirred by envy and fear, screams louder. "Crucify him! Crucify him!" To satisfy them, Pilate washes his hands and says, "I am innocent of this man's blood." But no one is innocent of that blood, for it was shed for all. The soldiers take him. The courtyard echoes with mocking laughter. They strip him of his garments and tie him to a post. The whip, bone and iron, slashes his back. Each strike tears flesh. Each wound speaks of love. Each drop of blood whispers forgiveness. When they grow tired, they twist thorns into a crown and press it upon his head. Blood flows down his face. They drape him in purple and mock, "Hail, King of the Jews!" They spit. They kneel in mock worship. And he, the true king, stays silent. The crown of thorns becomes the throne of glory. The road to Calvary. The cross is placed upon his shoulders. Heavy, rough, splintered wood, the weight of the world. The same hands that shaped creation now grip the wood of redemption. He begins to walk. The streets are filled with noise, jeers, tears, and the sound of dragging wood. Some cry, some curse, some turn away, but he keeps walking. Every step is a decision. Every fall is a message. Love never gives up. The body collapses under the weight. He falls. The wood strikes the ground with a hollow echo. The soldiers shout, but there is no resistance, only surrender. A woman watches through her tears. His mother. Their eyes meet. In that single glance, the universe holds its breath. Love looks at love. Pain and peace entwined. The soldiers grab a man from the crowd, Simon of Cyrene. They force him to help. At first, he resists. Then, as he feels the weight of the cross, he realizes he is carrying more than wood. He is carrying grace. The journey continues. Dust rises, blood falls. He stumbles, but continues. Love keeps moving. The crucifixion. They reach the hill called Golgotha. The sky darkens. The wind grows still. It feels as though all creation is holding its breath. They raise the cross. The sound of metal meeting wood echoes through eternity. And there he hangs, between heaven and earth. Above him, a sign, King of the Jews. Below him, soldiers casting lots for his robe. Beside him, thieves condemned to die. And he lifts his eyes towards the heavens and says, "Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing." Forgiveness, born in agony. Mercy, spoken through pain. One of the thieves turns to him and says, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus answers, "Today you will be with me in paradise." Hours pass. The sky turns black. The earth trembles. And then, one final breath. It is finished. Not defeat, but victory. The debt of sin is paid in full. The veil in the temple, thick as a man's hand, tears from top to bottom. The barrier between God and man is gone. Light breaks through darkness. Love breaks through death. A Roman soldier, hardened by war, gazes upward and whispers, "Truly, this man was the Son of God."
Resurrection and the triumph. The world falls silent. The Sabbath ends, but the air still carries the weight of sorrow. The disciples hide behind closed doors, afraid to hope again. Outside, Jerusalem sleeps beneath the shadow of a sealed tomb. But heaven is not silent. Love cannot stay buried. The stone that seals the grave will not resist the voice that spoke galaxies into being. At dawn, the first light of the new day spills across the garden. The air is cold, filled with the scent of dew and stone. Mary Magdalene walks slowly, carrying perfume and tears. Her heart is heavy. Hope feels too fragile to hold. She turns the corner and freezes. The stone is rolled away. The tomb is empty. Fear and wonder collide within her chest. She runs, calls for Peter and John. They come, running breathless, their sandals striking the ground. John arrives first, but hesitates at the entrance. Peter rushes past him and steps inside. They see linen cloths folded neatly, the head covering set aside. No chaos, no theft, just silence, sacred, still, and full of meaning. The body is gone, but the peace within the tomb whispers something greater. He is alive. Mary stands outside, weeping. A voice behind her asks, "Why are you crying? Who are you looking for?" She answers, "They have taken my Lord, and I don't know where they've laid him." Then the voice speaks again, soft, familiar. "Mary." She turns, and there he is, alive, radiant, smiling through tears, the light of dawn reflected in his eyes, love resurrected. "Do not be afraid," he says. "Go, tell my brothers." She runs, her tears now mixed with laughter. Hope has returned to the earth. The impossible has happened. Death has been undone. The encounters and the transformation. He appears again, not to kings, not to soldiers, but to his friends, to the ones who ran, to the ones who doubted, to the ones who thought all was lost. He walks beside two travelers on the road to Emmaus. They don't recognize him. Grief blinds their eyes. But as he speaks, their hearts begin to burn with something familiar. At dinner, he breaks the bread, and their eyes are opened. He vanishes, but joy fills the room. Love had walked beside them the entire time. He appears to Peter, the same Peter who denied him 3 times. There is no anger, only grace. He asks, "Do you love me?" 3 times, one for each denial. Peter answers through tears, "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." "Then feed my sheep," he says. Shame becomes purpose. Weakness becomes strength. He appears to Thomas, who said, "I will not believe unless I see." And he shows him his hands, his side. "Stop doubting," he whispers, "and believe." Thomas falls to his knees, "My Lord and my God." Over the next 40 days he walks among them. He eats with them, laughs with them, teaches them. The same hands that bore the scars now hold bread and fish. The same voice that cried from the cross now fills them with peace. Fear turns into fire. Doubt turns into courage. These same men, once afraid to speak his name, now stand before crowds proclaiming that love has conquered the grave. The eternal message. The story doesn't end at the empty tomb. It begins there. because love that conquers death doesn't fade, it multiplies. It echoes through centuries, through voices, through hearts. It reaches us here, now. This love still finds the lost, still heals the broken, still forgives the unforgivable. It turns violence into peace, hopelessness into faith, ashes into beauty. And today, that same love calls out again, quietly, personally. I love you. Not the fragile love of this world, but the kind that walks through darkness and returns with light. The kind that bleeds and forgives and never stops reaching. The tomb is empty, the cross still stands, and the heavens are open. The story is not over, because one day love will return, not in silence, but in glory, not to be wounded, but to reign. And every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that love has won forever. Outro. Called to faith and engagement. If this story moved your heart, if even for a moment you felt hope stir again, then don't keep it silent. Write in the comments, "Love won for me." Share your prayer, your gratitude, or the name of someone you want to see touched by this love. Each comment is more than a reaction. It's a seed of faith. Share this video with someone who needs peace, someone who feels far from hope, because the love that conquered death is still alive, and today it wants to live in you.